on home soil, and you want to show to the Swedish people or the home crowd people that we want to win for you guys.
Well, let us get this underway. NIP on not only home crowd, but home map. Nuke, such a stalwart in the NIP map pick for so long. They start on the B side. Snax, who sees action first, waits to see if anyone else is coming around before opening up onto Forest, but they didn't see him. And he's got another opportunity onto Freiberg, and in the end, you might have bet your house on Snax at least racking up a frag there, but now he will connect. It'll be Freiberg that goes down. Next frag goes the way of Neo before Makaleli introduces himself to this semi-final. And Bialy, with two of his own, holding on strong, and the bomb carrier to boot. Forest versus 3. Up against Taz on the other side. Nades come raiding in, just 32 points of health for Forest and no one for company. He faces mission impossible trying to reclaim that bomb. And I think he knows it. And Virtus.pro making themselves hard to see. Perfect play when they got in that scenario.
Yeah, and actually, I don't even know how Snax survived. He was the one that was close to T-Red. He missed the first shot. Then NIP actually spotted him when they were just about to go underpass. And, well, he got the kill, but you had two NIP players there. I don't understand how he can go unpunished. Great hold by Virtus.pro, though.
Great play. Bialy double frag down there did its job. Now, as Virtus will take the monetary advantage, I want to ask you about NIP's history on you, because this was a fortress. And Titan challenged that fortress for you at one point. Oh, we'll come back to that point as Snax unleashes onto Freiberg. Pasha and his Famas will clean up map number 2. So, frag number 2. Talk to us about NIP on this map.
Well, the more you play against a team on a certain map, the harder it will be to actually win on that map coming forward. And that was the case when we were playing Varigame/Titan. You know, we played them on Nuke so many times, so sooner or later, they will actually, you know, get a feel on, okay, what do we need to do on this map to actually be able to win? And that's exactly what happened, I feel like. And especially nowadays, especially nowadays, because we don't, like, NIP doesn't get to play nice Java Exist. I'm gonna wait after this round, actually, because this is exciting now.
Exist going down fighting with that scout power up against Taz and Bialy. And it will be Bialy to come up first. Just 10 points of health separate him from the kill. And they do close it out, but with a little bit of difficulty.
Yep, for sure. It started off well for Virtus.pro, but then, you know, NIP, they had that scout, they got a few kills. Especially on the seed side, on Nuke, it's such a seed-sided map, you want to be able to have the economy going, so you actually can't afford to lose three guys there on the anti-eco. But now NIP, they're basically on a full save, so this technically Virtus.pro shouldn't lose a single man here.
Snax with the scout will spot the boost momentarily. Opens up, he's got bullets raining down towards him, but Taz helps him out. And then Nade is waiting for Makaleli as he comes down. Nice play. And Snax will look to finish off the job with that scout. Taz has to help out with a frag on the Freiberg, and it's Get Right charging down. We'll get nowhere near that lower bomb site. 3-0.
Yep, and this is the first test for NIP. NIP's always been known for their new play. That's what we call our home map. And the reason why is because we are so strong.
You're a caster now, it's not we.
Okay, sorry. NIP is so strong on taking outside. It's not that we don't really have any specific tactics, it's just that we do a very good job outside our yard. Whereas we have two guys in the lobby, one holding ramp, one holding squeaky and huts, and then it's basically the other three outside that's working.
Let's see what NIP have to offer on their T side. Forest who will show first, but is a long way away from Snax. And Snax has really asserted himself on the outside there. They know what they're going up against. Snax has had a fantastic tournament to date as well. and you know the danger, the caliber of the opposition that you're going up against when you're going around outside, it makes you think twice, even if you are Forest. Charging in towards Rapram now will be the NIP side. Neo with his Molotov does the job of forcing them out, separates them one by one, and almost connected onto frag number 2 onto Makalele, but in the end, he gets it, and NIP level up the numbers. Get right, down to just 18 health, as now Forest will have made his way round the outside, and the danger will come on that lower site where Forest is now lurking. Can't stop Bialy rattling off shots towards the site, but what can Forest do here up against Pasha? The biceps power through. Bialy's M4 is in on Exist. And that will be VP winning that first gun round.
Yeah, even though Neo only took 1 on ramp, he actually kept them from going down faster because of the Molotov he threw. So that was actually, even though we only got 1, it was actually a good hold by Neo because it had Virtus.pro, the members of Virtus.pro, they actually could rotate down to the B-bomb site and actually hold it. And it was really nothing NIP could do at that point.
So you mentioned kind of this, as we're on an eco here, we mentioned the Wii element. How hard has it been for you to disconnect yourself from NIP? Because that was your family for so long.
Oh yeah, for sure, and that's why whenever I refer to NIP, especially on a map like Nuke, because this is actually the first game on Nuke that NIP is playing, then it's hard to associate the new NIP with, like on Nuke, when it was actually the old NIP that was, doing work on it. As we saw there, actually, by the looks of it, on their standard play from NIP in the first weapon round, it just looks like Makalele is just taking over my spot, holding ramp.
Snacks putting on a show with 3 frags of his own there. And, Get Right, the last man standing. And how do you accommodate for Get Right? Because as Thorin called him, he's a serial lurker. How do you play around that and evolve as he lurks?
As the opponent or as the team?
As the teammate.
Oh, as a teammate. Well, you know for a fact that you don't really know what Get Right is up to. You base your rounds on the other 4 members, and then Get Right, he gets to do a little bit of what he wants to do. So whenever we're hitting a site, we don't really expect Get Right to actually be there and help us out. We expect Get Right to be somewhere else and do what he does best, which is lurking.
Expect the unexpected.
Yep. Again, I would just like to see a regular stand around coming in from NIP now. They did, the first weapon round, they just tried to hold their positions, wait to see if Virtus.pro wanted to push, and then you just ended up going ramp. So I really liked here to see, and Makalele has the off. So just a regular standard round.
Makalele with the off is going to challenge Snacks on the outside, who has the M4 this round, and is pushed out. Here will come Makalele. The smoke clears, no silhouette to be seen of Snacks, who has taken a whisker of damage. And here he will show himself, and Makalele's waiting for him. Nails him with the AWP, and Virtus.pro have a hole that they'll need to plug on the outside. There's Makalele looking for more. Forest and Exist will come into Pasha's domain shortly.
Yeah, and this is such a typical NIP round. We gain yard control, we try to go down, and then we have 1 guy on ramp basically just lurking, and then we smoke out on lower bombs and just try to get the bomb down and play after plant.
See whether Neo can try to retake ramp room. It's going to be Get Right who pushes him out. And those VP players down beneath know what's coming their way, and Pasha pokes out, gets himself the frag onto Exist, and has bullets coming his way. 4 on 4. Forest about to put the numbers in and put the bomb down. Bialy comes in with one of his own. Makalele goes down. There's Get Right. Connects onto Bialy, but Taz with one of his own. Neo joining the party, and Forest is the last man up for NIP. 1 versus 3 after plant. We'll get the first, but Neo will not let him go any further.
Yeah, and this is when we were playing Virtus.pro back in the days. They actually played the exact same way. Snacks really enjoys going aggressive outside to try and get a pick or 2. When he actually died, what Virtus.pro does is basically they retake the site from NIP. They don't contest it once they're actually down there. They just try and retake. So you see Pasha here on short, which we call it, and he was just waiting on the bomb to get planted. I think NIP knew that. They tried to flash in Exist, and he went down. But it was a really good retake from Virtus.pro.
They knew the moment they lost Snacks that was where NIP were going. They were not expecting a top push. Is that correct, or?
Well, we like to go lower on standard rounds. Obviously, we tend to stir up the pot a little bit, and we can go outside. We can go under catwalk. We can go in main.
Neo with the AWP dispatches of Makalele. 4 AKs up for NIP is Get Right picks up Makalele's AWP. Snacks has taken damage on the outside, but thus far this has been relatively elementary for Virtus.pro. They are 6 rounds to the good, have retaken 2 after plants, but that's been the only chink in their armor. Exactly what the doctor ordered for a soothing CT side on Nuke for them.
Yeah, and here we see Forrest. He's actually trying to go under catwalk to try and catch a VP member off guard.
It's Pasha that's there. He's alert to the danger, but is looking onto ramp room now. I see Molotov's out. He tries to see whether that will draw in Forrest, who knows that time is becoming of the essence. Point blank range, Pasha gets the better of Forrest. Exist is down, and Virtus.pro with 2 to the good. Make that 3. Only Freiburg left standing, and he will go down with a hell of a fight, but down nevertheless.
Yeah, and this is, I guess, like, NIP didn't really get out of that by having Makalele join, is that in a best of 3 versus really good teams, they're slow starters. As in map number 1, normally really not, it never goes as planned. That's why, for example, Nuke would be a much better fit for NIP if it was map number 2. Now it's map number 1, they get to start on the harder side, and it takes them a while to actually wake up here, but it's 7-0, it's still 8 rounds left on the first half, and it's, even though NIP didn't get a single round on the board, it's not over yet.
They need the buffer going into halftime, though.
For sure. And we're going to see here a main split, actually.
Bjarli in amongst that bomb site, getting taken down by, in the end, Freiburg with 2 of his own. Makalele helps out, and this might be the first of NIP's round. It's Snacks and Neo who have to hold off the incoming Swedes. Palmer is going down, and Neo is going to follow it. As Snacks alone up against Forrest, 1 versus 1. And the best thing Forrest can do is make himself hard to find here, knowing he's going up against that AWP. The AWP pushes Forrest out, and with the flick shot, doesn't quite connect. And here is Forrest to push in now. They do the dance around the site, and Snacks is dancing with his pistol out and will get a headshot to Forrest. Does he have enough time to get the defuse? 3, 2, 1. Oh, he gets it, and Snacks, what a sensational comeback.
Did Forrest not have head armor? He had a lot of HP, and Snacks ran in with a USP, and that headshot, I don't think that would have killed him if he actually had a head armor. That's quite strange to me, actually. I don't know if he forgot to buy it or if he just couldn't afford it. But NIP actually took the site really good. It's just that retake again from Virtus.pro. Snacks, 1-on-2, manages to win the round for Virtus.pro.
Big games need big game players, and Snacks is exactly that, as NIP know to their detriment in Katowice. 8-0, the Poles lead. Snacks to see action with Forrest coming his way now. First frag goes the way of Snacks, but Freiburg is there to stop the rock. And there is an unleashed Freiburg, with the remaining 3 NIP players about to come towards that ramp room. But Freiburg is intent on causing trouble, but Neo is having none of it. Lands the AWP. Wonders if there's more coming, but he's got incoming himself here, having surrendered ramp room. Chose for the dropping shot on to Exist. Cannot get it, and those 3 NIP players are charging down to the lower site. Taz and Pasha are going to have to mount the retake with the help of Bjarli. Question is, do they want to stop that plant? They fire into the smoke, but there'll be nothing for it. And Pasha shows himself there. The remaining 2 are alone, and Get Right's going to get him. Bjarli goes down. Taz now 1-on-3. Not going to do it. NIP have their first round.
Great round by NIP. They lost the entry. They still managed to win the round. Some excellent play coming in from the NIP players there. They managed to hit their shots, and actually, they won an afterplant. The first one in the game.
Now, differently to when they to the afterplant we had on the lower side earlier, Virtus.pro this time tried to stop the plant, and in doing so went 1-on-3, 1-on-3, 1-on-3.
Yeah, I think the problem there was actually when Pasha went down from short. That's when NIP actually got the better of that whole retake scenario. If he would have just closed the door and he would have survived, I think that hole would have been much harder for NIP. And this is what NIP is about. It's about grinding rounds, not doing anything fancy. Yeah, they have some smokes outside, but that's about it. On this map, we're basically just basing our performance on our individual skills.
But having won that one round, a follow-up defeat would be a catastrophe for NIP as the money system would reset. See what they have in the locker. Freiburg's gone a long, long way. Kalele makes his way over towards Ramp Room where Neo is holding house.
And time is ticking down. There 30 seconds left. NIP needs to get something done.
It's Taz that will have heard Exist come in behind him, but nothing doing. The action is elsewhere. Pasha and Neo both with frags. Freiburg and Exist cancel them out though as we go to a 3-on-3, and Taz is about to see trouble. Makalele comes his way. Taz Freiburg helping him out on the ramp run, but Freiburg is holding court there, going nowhere.
There's no time.
Planted down, and with 4 seconds left to go, no matter what, these, as long as Taz stays alive, which he does with some aplomb, he will win the round, and that'll be Virtus.pro picking it up.
A bit of a sloppy play by NIP that actually didn't even clear out the site before they started to get the bomb down. Even though the time was running out, they had Exist. He was actually in vents. I don't know how he managed to get there, but he was there lurking. NIP did have the time to actually just at least clear out the site, then get the bomb down. Then that situation wouldn't have happened. That was, up until that point, it was looking really good for NIP.
9-1 VP. This has been a fantastic first half for them. That auto sniper from Pasha comes under heavy fire on the other side. Freiburg does get the first frag of the round. It Snacks that goes down. Can Pasha clear that out? Or will he be challenged by Freiburg again, who has just 11 points of health? Bialy had 2 of his own, though Makalele and Exist both go down. Forrest chimes in, and Bialy's out for the count. Taz has to come across onto the top. And will hold back. Freiburg now chasing around the outside, gets himself the frag up top onto Neo. And it's Taz 1-on-2. Freiburg only 11 points of health. If he can nullify that threat, it'll be a bite-sized piece that is get right. Freiburg is where Taz is not expecting, and NIP have their second round.
Freiburg. I have no words. NIP had 1 rifle, and that was in the hands of Freiburg, and he did work.
Does what he does best.
Yes, he does. A great round by Freiburg. He actually went big there, and I think that's exactly what NIP needed.
And if you look on the scoreboard, Freiburg has 12 frags to the rest of NIP on 4s and 5s. There's a split of 7 from first to second place. That is how hard Freiburg is pushing right now for NIP.
Oh yeah, and that's exactly what NIP needs as well. Freiburg, which is their key player, I would say. He's the one getting the entries, he's the one doing the work. Now we actually see Forrest with the off instead of Michael, which I find a little bit strange. I'm not saying Forrest is a bad offer, I'm just saying take the use of Michael's great op.
Pasha and his scout dispatch of that danger man Freiburg. The remaining players with just 17 frags between them in these 11 rounds, and when you nullify such a threat, it makes the rest of the job that much easier. Forrest signaling for reinforcements out in the yard as he leads the charge. NIP have control of outside, but there's a full complement of players waiting for them. Quick peek out there from Neo. Not sure if he saw that up.
If he peeks now, he should be dead. But Neo actually smart enough player. He backs off.
Talk about this weapon split we've got on VP.
Yeah, they have no money.
Makalele gets the first frag, but elsewhere frags are coming in for VP. They have 3 of them. And Forrest 1-on-4. Goes in to claim the bomb, but will do no such thing. And VP have their 10th round.
Yeah, and this is what I was talking about on the CT side on Nuke. Sure, Virtus.pro they have 10 rounds, or they had 9 rounds. NIP only had 2, and yet Virtus.pro was forced to basically just full buy with what they had and didn't have any money. So the scoreline here is, yeah, Virtus.pro, they're in the lead, they have 10 rounds, but their money is extremely low. If NIP can just win this round, force that Virtus.pro on another save, it can still end in a 10-5 scoreline, and that's really good for NIP.
Snax opens up with the AWP frag onto Forest. Neo about to see action on Ramp Room as the Ninjas come charging in it. Exist to claim the headshot onto him, and now Snax has to come inside. He's not going to get the back of anyone's head going down that ramp. They have pushed quickly in towards the lower side, and Taz will have to lend a hand with that P90, but is doing no such thing. Freiburg gets the frag. NIP, 3 men after plant here, with Pasha coming in to aid the VP cause. Makaleli in a great position. Exist has made himself hard to find. And Virtus.pro will lose seconds trying to find these remaining NIP players. Makaleli's going to have to show himself. Gets the first. Lovely play. Is there a second there? He's isolated though, and will use that smoke to put out the Molotov. Goes into the smoke himself and will not be able to stop the defuse. Talk us through what we just saw.
Makaleli actually had a very good chance of winning that round. It's just a shame. He was trying to run out of shorts and he just couldn't get through the smoke. He couldn't see anything. Great round by Virtus nonetheless. They won and they're playing fabulous right now. And as we were saying before, the driving force of Virtus.pro is indeed Pasha. He's the one that's playing like Pasha does. He's the one that Virtus.pro actually needed in order to actually be able to win Nuke, for example, and that's exactly what's happening.
So mixed buy from NIP. So talk us through what Pasha is doing right, aside from obviously picking up frags.
Well, Pasha is that kind of player. He's really hard to play against because you never really know what Pasha will do, and he's extremely talented at what he does, and obviously he's a really great aimer as well, so that doesn't really help the cause. So he's just an extremely solid player.
Going to be an A push, and Bialy and Taz combine for 4 frags. It's get right, left standing, and that will be a VP round. 12-2, last round of the half. This is an impressive performance.
Yeah, I would love to see a main split here coming in from NIP. They don't have a lot of money, so they actually have to do something fast. They can't just rely on perhaps maybe take a slow round and try and get a pick or 2. I would love to see a main split. 2 guys coming in from main and 3 guys from the lobby.
There's been an intensity about Taz this tournament that has been quite scary. I caught him before he came to the game, and there was no joking around. Taz had his war face on.
Indeed he did. Taz means business. He's really in this tournament to win it. They put down a lot of work and they really want to win their second major.
No one has managed that just yet. Forest will connect with a headshot on towards Taz. Second frag from Freiburg. And as they push in towards that A site, they will put the bomb down, and VP have a 3-on-5 reclaim that they're going to attempt now. Neo leads the charge. It's just being distracted by Makaleli, and will be distracted to kill him. But as Pasha now mounts the retake onto Forest, he is taking fire elsewhere. Gets the first onto Exist, but Get Right gets the return. VP coming in hard here with Snax, 1 versus 2. He's firing blind, but has got the kill on the Freiburg. Has Get Right and Forest left to find as a bomb ticks louder and louder. Surely Snax won't be able to pull this one off. Get Right just completely invisible as he pulls out. Will get shut down. And NIP will take that 3rd round, and a crucial one. They had to do it.
Yes, indeed they did. 3 rounds on the board. Again, NIP is super strong on the CT side. I don't know if Makaleli will actually take over Get Right's position outside, or if he's just going to take over mine again on ramp. But that's exactly what NIP needed to do. They've been trying to stand around, so it wasn't really panning out for them. They tried to do some ramp rounds as well. That didn't work. They got shut down everywhere. And then now they just tried on basically a simple A round. They smoked off main, they smoked out Sniper's Nest, and they just rushed in. They got 2 entries, got the bomb down, and managed to hold the afterplant.
Talk us through the scoreboard. From the VP side, much as you would expect?
Yeah, it's very even on the board for VP. I think all of them have been playing extremely stable. So they're just working as a team right now. And again, great team play, great retakes, an extremely solid first half performance. On the NIP side, it's really only Freiburg that did some work. Like he was the driving force in NIP, and I think without his superb play, NIP wouldn't have gotten these 3 rounds that they have, especially that 1 round where Freiburg was the only one with the rifle, and he managed to get 4, and that was just such a huge round for Freiburg, and it's plays like that NIP really needs right now. And you can see here, looking at NIP in the camera, they still look very confident because they know what they are capable of on the CT side. And there you see Heaton. Can we get some noise for Heaton, everybody? I actually feel for that guy. When I was watching NIP versus ESC in the group stage, I was always like, Heaton has always told everyone that it's actually worse to watch the games.
Because you can't influence it.
And when I was watching that game, I just wanted to leave the building, basically. I was so nervous for NIP, and knowing Heaton as well, he watches every single game. I just don't know how he does it.
If you're just joining us, the scoreline is Virtus.pro 12, Ninjas in Pajamas 3. VP started on the CT side, which, in its own way, should not be a misleading scoreline. NIP can do this, but they're going to have to play close to a perfect half.
Yeah, you know, the first things first, they need a pistol round. And this smoke by Snacks is actually one that's extremely solid. He rarely misses it, and it's extremely good. So we might actually see a fast round here coming in from Virtus.pro.
Back by that grenade going in towards the squeaky door. It'll be Makaleli who has to retreat from ramp room as Virtus.pro take control. Snacks looking for someone to come down, and right as he does, Forrest is there. Forrest has two. He goes for the third, gets it. Forrest shuts down Virtus.pro. Bialy, last man standing, 1 on 4. And is going nowhere. NIP pick up the pistol round.
Forrest with 3 kills on the pistol. Where was that Forrest in the first half? NIP needs that Forrest, and if he can be like this for the second half now, I think NIP have a really good shot at actually winning this map.
Yeah, and Forrest and Get Right, you have 2 players, and maybe Freiburg as well, who fluctuate in their form so much. As a player who has to sit next to that, is it frustrating because you're like, man, I know that you can be the best player in this game. What's going on? Or do you just have to stay calm and know that they'll come good again?
When we were playing, we rarely looked at the scoreboard. We rarely noticed who was playing good, who was playing bad, because we play as a team, or we played as a team when I was still on the team, and that was really what was going through our mind. If we were losing rounds, it wasn't because of a specific player. It was because of the team wasn't performing up to their standards.
That is a textbook answer. You have been PR trained. Snacks gets himself the frag onto Forrest as Get Right returns the favor with his famous. Virtus.pro will claim the next. Where are VP going to find this hole now that they have that man advantage?
Well, so far, VP actually, it's looking good for VP. They actually have map control right now. NIP's basically stuck. They're just in there. Virtus.pro can come from basically anywhere right now. That's why you see Exist. He's terrified from them coming by the sniper's nest, and that's exactly what VP's doing as well. So we can just see if he can manage to get 1 or 2 guys here. That's what NIP needs.
And they'll time Neo coming in from behind at the exact same moment. Bialy who's in position. Here comes the push. Exist. Saw only a pixel, and was all he needed. Freiburg and his famous elsewhere is dispatched of Neo, and the VP sandwich has been eaten.
Exist. That is actually Exist spot. I don't know how many highlights he's gotten from that exact same spot he was standing on. It was looking very good for NIP. Freiburg was holding Exist back, so that's what we're talking about. Neo's just about to flank Exist when Virtus.pro comes up on the sniper's nest. But Virtus.pro, he held us back as a proper teammate, and Exist did work.
Virtus.pro, I mean, they are big members of this community. They're a big part of the top level of CS. Well, it looks like VP are going to move pretty quickly, and we'll come back to this in just a second. As Freiburg will see action coming through the squeaky door, unloads into 2. Neo and Pasha both go down. There's a third for him there if he wants it. Forrest will take it off his toes. Freiburg finishes off Bialy. And this will be the next round for NIP. Top level of CS right now, very different to when I first got involved several years ago. It's very prickly. It was, everyone standoffish. Now in CS:GO, everyone's, best friends at least within some circles. Virtus.pro, big characters within that scene. Yourself, after a game like the one in Katowice, you go for a beer with VP. How was Taz and co in that scenario? They're
extremely friendly, like always. That's the beauty of this CS:GO scene that we have right now, where everyone, when we're playing against each other, it's full-on war, we're not going to be friends with you during the game, but after the game and before the game, you know, we're all good friends with each other. We all want to win, and we all have that very competitive mindset. But that's only during the game. And here, VP's first buy round. Let's see what he can do.
$1 million question that maybe you can answer. How do you open up this NIP CT side on Nuke?
Just playing standard, just do what they do best. It's just, you know, hold their positions.
Get right with the auto sniper is waiting for Bjarly. The flash forces him out, but Bjarly with a crucial headshot dispatches of Get Right, and now it's on Forest to help. Forest does get one, but Pasha has returned the favor, and there are now 3 coming around the outside, but Freiberg is having none of it. Taz dropped, and Neo on the other side of the smoke to exist. They are staring straight at one another, and in the end, dance away. See what they do this time. No smoke to clear this one. Sees the gun, and Neo heeds the warning. VP push in, looking for the next frag. It's 3 on 3. The Snacks tries to bait out Freiberg this time, who's swapped with Exist. But the result is all the same. Exist gets the next one. Last man standing, Pasha. NIP CT side. Holding true to form.
Force screaming, Exist again. I think he's woken up now. Freiberg and Exist on the CT side. They're the driving force of NIP as well. They're the ones holding the A bomb side, and they do a superb job at it. I think VP there actually did a mistake. You had Snacks go up Sniper's Nest. Before the rest of the Virtus.pro members, they didn't even have time to get into huts. There was no communication there, and there was really no teamwork.
From that 3-on-3 situation, taking out Get Right on the outside, it was perfect play. Was it the next execution that was wrong,
yes,
or did they just take too long?
It's not that they took too long, it's just they didn't really work together. They need to talk to each other there and be like, okay, I'm going up Sniper's Nest now, be ready to go out huts. And that's not really what happened. It took another 5 seconds, and that's why NIP could just, after they got that first frag, they could just turn around, and Exist could just start smacking some heads in the hut area as well.
They've countered Get Right 2 rounds in a row on the outside there. First with a headshot, the second with that smoke just keeping him out of the game. But what's waiting for this echoing VP side is a quick bomb plant. And an AK for the after plant hold. They're in with a real chance here. Get Right has come down, and McLeod with that Mag 7 going up against Neo. Isolating him from the after plant, and look at the health on that. Whoa, what a hit from Neo. Headshot takes down Makulele. Exist is out as well on the other side. Snacks gets it. Neo finishes off the job, and Virtus.pro pick up a big round.
Indeed they did. They actually didn't have any weapons. They had pistols. I actually don't know what really happened there from NIP side. Normally that should be an easy win from NIP, especially on a map like Nuke. You have one guy that actually died on the lower side. Get was actually ramped that round, so by the time Virtus.pro actually came lower, instead of Get Right holding that position that he normally does, he actually rotated back, holding from around the Sniper Nest area. And I think that whole scenario there, just letting VP go unpunished for that long and just try and play retake on Nuke, that's actually a bad idea, especially on this map. You need to hold the sites, because once you get the bomb on, especially lower, it's actually extremely hard to retake.
13-7 VP. The cushion goes up to 6 with their first round of their T side. They're 3 away from map 1, which is NIP's map choice. It will be Cash next if you're just joining us. With Inferno if we need it. Pasha gets the frag number 1 with that auto sniper on to Get Right, from whom he stole it. Snacks is down. Bjarly again around the outside. VP having a lot of joy out there.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of picks. NIP tried to do a little of a yard play.
Makulele gets revenge to Neo for the headshot he had in the last round. The 3 VP players now on the prowl. Now we'll make their entry in towards that lower side, and it'll be Forest who ties the shoelace of Bjarly with that M4 of his. comes Taz shooting up towards Makalele, coming down from Rabraman, dispatches of him with the auto sniper, and that's Taz again with the AK, and this is looking mighty fine for VP. They push in, it's only Exist who can save them. He can't get past the second man. 14-7, VP looking powerful.
Yeah, indeed they do, and you can actually see if you look at NIP's way to hold lower bomb sites into and if you compare it to Virtus.pro, Virtus.pro likes to retake that site, whereas for NIP, they like to actually try and hold the site before they even get the bomb down. And that's exactly what happened, and I think Virtus.pro actually know about it. That's why they took it so slow and methodical going into that bomb site. Just checked every corner and just got the picks. I'm actually quite surprised that I haven't seen NIP put Makalele outside with that op, especially knowing that Get1 is currently having problems holding that outside area. Then, you know, get an op on Makalele, have him hold there.
I was going to ask you, is the problem not what happens after, but the very first part where they're taking so much map control by going outside, 3 rounds in a row?
Yeah, they are, and I think the problem here is because right now, from what I've seen from NIP, they're playing exactly like they did when I was still playing. Exactly the same. Makalele just took over my spots, and I think that's the issue. They need to, when you get a new player, you need to get some new ideas, and one of them ideas would be to put, you know, maybe Makalele outside instead. Just switch some positions around.
Makalele in the ramp room with his shotgun. There's a very angry group of Virtus.pro players taking control, and if Virtus.pro go much further, they will get that bomb down. Get1 has the CZ onto Bjarly that plants that bomb firmly at the bottom of the ramp. Next from Get1 is Taz before Snack shuts him down and follows up with a second on to Exist. friberg 1 on 3. There's one man you want in this situation. It may well be him, but he is isolated and he is giving his all to Pasha. Does get that kill, but oh, what a hit from friberg onto Neo! But Neo's.
That was so close. Last remaining VP member had 4 HP. That could have been an amazing job from friberg. Instead now, VP's on match point. NIP, they don't have a lot of money. They need to win this round. Otherwise, first map goes to VP, and it was NIP's map pick.
Whoa. Close, but no cigar. 8 rounds for Virtus.pro to close out map 1. And take us on to cash their map, but they looked so good on yesterday.
Yeah, and that map's going to be extremely tough for NIP. You actually see now, Makalele, he has a scout only, but he's actually outside. You see, Get1, he actually pushed outside. He's extremely aggressive.
This was the call from Fifflaren. Push Makalele outside and ask a different question of Virtus.pro. And I don't think they would have seen Get1 pushed up there.
No, they won't. As long as Makalele does a good job at baiting. But you can see, Virtus.pro, they have other plans. They're not even going to bother with outside.
Get1 retreats to join the fun at ramp room where action is incoming. Forrest has had to drop down to that lower side. Sorry, it was Makalele who's gone inside with his scout. And he will be challenged shortly by Neo as well. As here they come to him. He fires off the first shot, had only a whisker to aim at, but pulls out. And the inevitability is this push onto the lower site, which Get1 coming all the way around the outside will be confirming now. Next with the first, Get1 is down. Neo follows suit though. Big hit from Forrest. friberg also joining in with his Famas onto Pasha. Last man up is Snacks here. VP have only 59 points of health that separate their defeat in this round. friberg has a hat trick. And with 3 seconds to go, gets himself out of there and saves that AK.
Yeah, again, solid by friberg. friberg is the only driving force right now in NIP. If he's not getting 1 or 2 frags every round, it looks like NIP can't really hold what Virtus.pro is doing, because Virtus.pro is playing so well right now. And again, friberg, 26 frags.
And what type of a personality is he when he's on this form? Is he the Ronaldo kind of, look at me, I'm so good, or is he the Messi, I do this for everyone?
Yeah, I do this for everyone. Every time friberg gets a kill, you will hear me like, come on guys, we can do this. And he's exactly like that, even when he's not playing, perhaps, this well.
Makalele with the shots. out in the yard area. This is where VP have had so much success. Can Makaleli change that? He's about to be pushed by much more than he bargained for, and could do with a helping hand, with Snacks in the end getting the frag onto him. Makaleli down. Pasha now has control. Get right, going to challenge him as he will retreat back to ramp room and join up. 4 on 4. 7 rounds, Nip must hold, or VP will claim a powerful 1-map lead on NIP's home base.
And that round you actually saw Makaleli actually had the op and he went outside again. I think that's a good call to make.
Get right, more than anything, spies 2 VP players outside. Freiburg in the vents will jump up to the A site. There's Forrest with the first AK. Can he get the second? Yes, he can. There's a third here for him in Bialy, who's racing to put that bomb down. Forrest completes a hat-trick, and Pasha now, last man standing, will go down. Taking down Makaleli was just the first hurdle on the outside. Getting that bomb site, NIP put up a Forrest in front of them.
Yeah, and this is what NIP does so well on this map. Even though they give outside to their opponents, their B-hold is extremely solid because the rotation is so good coming in from NIP, and Force with an extremely important 3-kill here.
Six rounds the difference.
Yeah, and VP opts to actually save. Pasha buys an op, just to do some damage. I don't think VP is really expecting to win here. I think they just want to keep NIP's money to a low so they can't keep on getting these auto snipers and these ops on Makaleli.
Garrett claims the life of Taz. Remember, VP did open up on a save round. They won the save round after losing their first buy by just pushing outside.
Yeah, but I think that's just sloppy play from NIP, and they're not going to let that same mistake happen twice.
Pasha's been unable to get that AWP into a position where he can exercise its full power. He'll take on Makaleli, who's moved back inside. And it'll be Forrest to welcome them into the ramp room as Bialy's CZ headshot does its job. Makaleli has to retreat here. They lose Snacks to exist, and Makaleli will do the dance and decide that he must retreat back.
Yeah, and Pasha should just save his off here now. There's no point in moving forward. There's 25 seconds left. NIP have completely control of the whole map. Just try and save the off.
Pasha doesn't heed your warning, and he opens up onto Makaleli. They have 18 seconds, but they do have the bomb as well. It could be money for them, if nothing else. Bialy will
NIP's actually letting them get the bomb down.
Oh, through the door. Exist claims that one. Bialy did take one down, but that was always a tall order, 2 on 3.
Yeah, well, NIP, they let them have the bomb. They just decided we're just going to retake this instead, since they actually lost that one man that was close to ramp.
Get right, tosses that AWP over to Makaleli, and there are 5 map points for Virtus.pro left.
Yeah, and this is doable for NIP. Like, Virtus.pro, especially since their economy is extremely low, if they lose this one without the bomb plant, they're going to be low on money again. They're not going to be able to buy what they want. And then rounds are taken away from Virtus.pro.
But that spread from top to bottom that we talked about earlier is only getting worse for NIP. Freiburg's getting better.
Yep.
17 from him down to the lowest fragger. Garrett has the first frag. It's Sachs that goes down. The push into ramp room is missed by Forrest. Taz and Bialy hit the deck. Neo and Pasha versus 5. But there are 2 players who will not be daunted by that challenge. There is Neo waiting with a headshot. Sorry, Forrest waiting with a headshot onto Neo. And Get right finishes it off. A clean round.
Indeed it is, and you can actually see what has happened here in NIP is that they're putting Makaleli outside now. just as I wanted. And VP is not opting to go there. They'd rather opt to go somewhere else because they know that Michael is extremely deadly with that op. Instead, they have Forrest holding ramp, which he used to do before, and it's paying off. Like that gamble that NIP did just by swapping positions of Get Right and Michael, it's really paying off right now.
And it's a save round for VP as well. They have plenty of nades to try and make something happen for them here.
Yeah, they're going to try the same round that they did the previous eco that they actually won, the very first eco they had.
Get Right is going to spot it. He's pushed up and he's in the right place to see it coming. Viali does take down Get Right and will take his weapon as his prize. But in the ramp room are 3 VP players held off. Well, I was going to say held off, but not. There's bomb carrier down, followed up with Forrest second. Neo out for the count, and it's Snacks, the man who has escaped. Viali left alone, 1-on-4 now. And they have his number.
Yep, as I said, they're not going to let the same mistake happen twice. And Forrest was ready for that, actually. He just threw the Molotov. VP chose to actually use their smoke to remove the Molotov to rush out, but that was actually, as you can see here, Forrest is having a good time right now.
Yeah, past 3 or 4 rounds have been very much his, and he is second on the scoreboard with 23 frags.
Yeah, he's catching up to Freiburg.
Now, if you're Virtus.pro, how do you, where do you find an opening? They found some, I guess you could say, indiscretion around the outside and were able to take a lot of control, but now they just need that one round. Michael exchanging AWP shots with Pasha, neither connect. Freiburg's come out to help him and will challenge him. Pasha is there. And it'll be Forrest coming over towards the ramp. Get Right is forced to retreat as they look to control the yard once again, but Makalele's AWP onto Pasha wins the duel at the second or third time of asking. Snacks has switched to the DK and now will show what he can do with it. Get Right taken down with 4-on-4. And just waiting around the outside to see whether anyone's coming in was, I think it was Neo, as he will wait to see whether they push out and try and sandwich these VP players who have escaped. Pasha elsewhere has gone down to exist. And VP making themselves hard to find for NIP right now. But Freiburg from the vents spots Taz. Snacks is down as well, and NIP have closed out the round. It's 15-13.
Yeah, and you were just asking me before what I think VP could do at this point. I actually feel that they did the right call there. Pasha had the op. He was trying to have that little one-on-one duel with Michael. He actually missed the first shot, which was crucial for Virtus.pro, and then Michael just, by the time Pasha actually went to T-Red, Michael was there waiting for him through the smoke. And Virtus.pro, they actually chose to buy here with everything they got. This is, if Virtus.pro lose this round, it's going to be overtime. I don't see them winning the next round with that low amount of money. They need to win this one to close it out.
If that's the case, would you have waited till you had absolutely everything for that final round? Does it make any difference? You got to go all in on one of the 2 rounds.
It really doesn't really make a difference if they choose to buy here or the next round. I think right now they just want to buy, so in case they get the bomb down, they might be able to get some damage, and they can still buy next round. But they do need the bomb plant.
Makalele with his Get Right, sorry, who's waiting for coming his way. Get Right gets himself the frag onto Snacks before Taz is on top of him. Makalele retreats with his AWP, rattles a shot off through the smoke, but no dice. Freiburg is awaiting with open arms to Taz. And that AWP from Makalele as he makes his way up top, dispatches of Pasha. And this looks like it's going to go the way of NIP as Freiburg chases down Neo. And there's a hunger about NIP as they hunt Virtus.pro down. And Viali is having none of it. Has got the first frag. It's going to have to go for the remaining 3. And he's not going to get past Forrest, who's waiting in with him. A headshot in the back, and it's 15-14. Last chance saloon.
Yeah, and like I was saying before, NIP, they're slow starters.
They're warmed up.
Yeah, they're warmed up now. After the first half, they woke up, and they're playing extremely well now on the CT side. And VP, they can still buy. They don't have that much money, so obviously it's the last round of the half. They're just buying what they can. But this is looking like it's going to be the first overtime that we have in this tournament.
Virtus.pro maybe here to spoil the NIP party. One round and it's their map. And the whole complexity of the momentum that's been building up in the past 10 minutes will be all gone. What do they have in their locker? He's smoked off, and they've done this well before. They've taken control of the yard as they push in, but Get Right wasn't here the last time. Waiting for Snacks, gets himself a headshot. Can he finish up with a second? You bet he can. Get Right comes alive, and Taz will stop him in his tracks. 2 for 1, though, a good trade. Freiburg versus Neo. Freiburg doesn't miss those. And it is 2 on 4. Pasha and Taz, both on about half health versus 4 fully armed NIP players. And it's Forrest to stop Pasha. They come in, hunting down Taz, and NIP pull us back to overtime.
Yeah. Freiburg finishing off the first 30 rounds with 33 frags. Forrest woke up during the second half there, 26 frags for him. I guess the big hitters for Virtus.pro for this match has been, like we were talking about before, Pasha obviously, but also Bialy has been playing extremely well. And this overtime, I think that this actually benefits NIP a lot. They start on the CT side now as well, and Virtus.pro didn't really have an answer to what NIP is doing right now after that swap from that Michael is holding outside instead of Ram, and Get Right is the kind of the guy that's he's a little bit everywhere right now. Force is holding ramp. Get Right, he can be lower, he can be upper, and he's just doing again what he does best. He's lurking around. And that round, the last round there, they had no clue where Get Right was. He actually managed to get 2 before going down, and it took Virtus.pro a very long time before he actually went down.
But a tale of 2 halves. Both get the same score on the same side, and yet such is the momentum. Look at the difference in the 2 faces.
Exactly.
NIP feel like they've won 15-15, Virtus.pro feel like they've lost 15-15.
Exactly, that's the difference, right? Because Virtus.pro, they started on the easier side. They had a very good side, and they needed to close out the map. Instead, NIP, they woke up. Right now, they have the momentum on their side. Especially, they ended up with the CT side. They're starting now the overtime on the CT side. So if things go NIP's way, they might as well 3-0 Virtus.pro on their CT side. And then coming into T side, only 1 round with that huge momentum on their side.
That's what VP thought, though. They only needed the 1 round for 7 or 8.
Yep.
And it's easier said than done. VP can take some solace from the fact that their CT side is as good as NIP's. Yeah,
for sure. And one thing that VP, I think, I would love to see VP do here, because if you look at it, Michael is outside. When VP is throwing their smokes outside, Michael actually is rotating back, and Gerard is holding lower. Like I was telling NIP as well, a main split here, I think would actually work.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Nuke that VP beat NIP at Gfinity. You were there. I think it was. Yep. They have what it takes to take this NIP side down, and they prove when the wind is in their sails. They've got it. Let's see whether the wind can return to Polish sails. From either side's perspective, when you go into an overtime on Nuke, you are shooting if you're on the T side for just 1 round. That is worth so much.
Oh yeah, every round you get on the T side here is extremely important. If you get 1, that's great. If you get 2,
gold plated.
Yep. You see here, Virtus.pro playing very carefully right now. They don't want to make any mistakes.
Get Right waiting for Pasha to come his way. Uses the smoke to push out and connects onto a head shot. Get Right has done his job, just retreats back and says, you know what, I've done it. Coming out into ramp room, Forrest is there, will take on Snacks and win before Neo picks him off. Now Get Right has to rejoin as the VP players move past ramp room and down into that lower site. Makalele is waiting with his AWP for anyone who's going to try and hold after the plant. Bomb will go down unless Get Right can do something about it. Neo doesn't want him to. Freiburg has two. It's Bjarly with 20 points of health against Freiburg and Exist. But the AWP, he shows him how it's done. Freiburg goes down. Exist 1 versus 1 for the round against Bjarly. And Exist wins the round for NIP. But that was a big opportunity for Virtus.pro.
It was indeed, and they were close again. It was 3 on 5. They got the bomb down. Bjarly with 2 very nice frags. Exist playing it extremely cool. Clinches the round, and you saw there on the screen as well for Exist. He's extremely pumped up right now. He's not going to let this map slip.
But is that an opportunity that VP can repeat? Was that a round that if they do that again, they may well get another result?
I think so. I mean, right now they lost the entry. Virtus.pro lost the entry, and if you just keep, again, UT side, it's about grinding rounds. Even if one round doesn't work, you keep on trying, Sooner or later, you will get that round on the board that you truly need.
Talks about this role that Get Right's now playing. He's evolved as this map has gone on, or as the CT side has gone on, and just mixing it up every round now.
Yeah, and he's doing it so well as well, because VP never know where Get Right is. He's always getting 1 or 2 off guard, and he was always getting that frag.
Nade working on Forrest. The AWP follows it up. Pasha, textbook play. And Makalele ready to challenge him. From VP having Forrest down and forcing a hole in the ramp room, how do they go from here?
Well, NIP, like I said before, they have a really solid rotation, so it doesn't matter if they lose the entry or whatnot. They're just trying to stay grouped up, work as a team, and you see here, Virtus.pro is on their way to go lower. And you already have Get Right again. He's in another position. Virtus.pro, they have no idea where he is.
Freiburg comes down to join the fun. Here goes Get Right. Flashed out. They will try and get this bomb down. Freiburg down to low health as well. VP in the driving seat now. A 5-man after plant against now just 3 as Freiburg is out courtesy of Neo. Taz gets the next one. And VP can smell the round that they need. They've got it. And that's their first on the T side and tie us up in overtime at 1-1.
Yep, great round by VP. You can actually, again, you see that Virtus.pro right now, they're extremely scared of going outside. They actually like to take their time. Pasha, instead of going outside to try to get a pick on Makalele, he actually opted to go to ramp instead. It paid off that round.
But interestingly, after he got the pick on the Forest, they then doubled back, did the same smoke that's worked so many times, and Makalele couldn't influence the game from there.
No, because that caused the NIP to rotate, so Makalele actually rushed down under Sniper's Nest instead of holding outside like he's been doing, for example, same as this round. He was actually forced to rotate back, so he couldn't really stay here.
The game of chess continues as they try to outwit Makalele, who has seamlessly entered this NIP side thus far. The pressure of a new signing. And again, you see from Virtus.pro, take their time, they want their pick, they want the opening frag, and then they can set the agenda. Get Right in his Mag 7 though, he's ready to set his own very abrasive agenda, which Bjarly is having nothing of. Makalele on the other side though, AWPs down Pasha. Key win for them as Virtus.pro push in. Forrest, 2 big hits. Bjarly goes down, along with Taz. Man advantage here. Neo and Snacks, though, more than capable of delivering damage. Neo with a big opportunity onto Forrest, claims it with that CZ. 1 AWP aside, and 1 Danger Man inside. Exist, being the Danger Man, gets himself the first one onto this opposite numbers Neo, and now Snacks uses the flash to try and escape from that site. Exist is firing him in the back, but he will be allowed to get out. The grenade comes in and takes him down to just 25 points of health. And Makalele Can he earn his keep in this NIP team now? 1 versus 1 against Snacks. Bomb ticks away, and Snacks is now in position! Downs Makalele, 2 rounds, VP on the T side of overtime. They're in the driving seat once again.
Yeah, and that was looking so good for NIP. Force with 2 huge kills there. And Virtus.pro, again. They mean business.
They
Snacks as well. I think Snacks, this is actually his 3rd 1-on-2 this match. And if it was for him, I don't think Virtus.pro would have been here right now.
He is having a hell of a game. If we look at the scoreboard, he's on 24. Only Bjarli has more with 30. On the other side, it is, of course, Freiburg, 35, Forest, 29, leading the way.
Yeah, and again, now what I would love to see from NIP coming into this T side, if they want to win, they need 3 rounds here. And I think in order to do so, this first round is key, and I really want to see that main split. I haven't seen it yet. They're doing a bunch of A smoke rounds, doing a bunch of standards, but that one main split, they still have that in their arsenal that I haven't used yet.
What did VP do so well on their T side that they didn't in regular time?
They got the kills. They took it extremely slow, even though the time was running out. They took it slow, and they worked as a team just to try and not get picked apart. And even in these clutch situations, that's what the difference is as well. VP's actually win in these clutch situations now. They didn't during regular time.
Virtus.pro managing to convert 66% of their T side in overtime. Can NIP match or go better? They must take Nuke.
Yes, in my mind, they have to win Nuke. The Virtus.pro extremely focused right now. They have a game plan, they just need to execute it properly. And so does NIP, and right now it's extremely even. Yeah, sure, NIP needs 2 rounds in order to stay in this game, but it's doable.
Big first round here. And we're underway for the second half of overtime. Virtus.pro 17-16 up against the Ninjas in Pajamas, who must now find a way past this VPCT side. To remind you, both sides played out 12-3 in regulation time. Snacks and his AWP, dispatch of 1. Oh, he had an opportunity there onto Freiburg, who was having none of it. And NIP create an opening for themselves, taking out the AWP, but Neo has added to his arsenal this time around, which we didn't see on VPCT side before. This second AWP. Here retreats back up to ramp room. What's he looking for? What has he been told? Now down and towards that B site, the smoke covering the planter. Exist gets the hit onto Bjarli. Bomb planted, man advantage. 3-man retake needed here for VP. And Taz goes about it with the first frag onto Exist. Get right, waits for Taz on the top. Awesome position. And we'll be sending question marks through the remaining VP players as to where are the Swedes? And here they come. Makalele gets the first and the second. NIP pick up their first on the T side.
Yeah, and this is, you see, NIP is adapting to what Virtus.pro is doing. They know that they like to retake that B bomb site. So NIP get right. He was just waiting in Squeaky. NIP had Exist in the vents as well. So because they know that, okay, there's probably no one on VP that's holding lower. Just stay here, hold us, I get the bomb down, and eventually they will come running, they will drop the vents, they will come from RAM, and just make sure you don't get picked apart.
How often would you think to look at where Get Right was, though?
Well, he likes to play the squeak area, and that's normally where he is. So I'm pretty sure Virtus.pro knows that. It's just that he actually took longer now to go there than what he's done before, and we're talking about seconds here.
Freiburg gets the frag as the crowd find their voices. 5 on 4, VP. Suddenly in overtime, both sides, CT side is showing holes that just weren't there before. Forrest has the frag onto Bjarli. Neo will have to dig deep to bail this team out, drops down. Forest is waiting for him. Exist has the neck. Pasha goes down. And Taz is the last man standing. NIP are a frag away from map point. Taz is no stranger to big moments, but this would have to be something special. Something that maybe even Taz feels he can't do.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, they don't have any money from the VP side, and so next round would actually be extremely difficult for VP. And notice, if you compare NIP's T side now to the start of the game, they're playing with confidence now. You know, they're awake, they're ready. That's the difference. They're not doing anything else, you know, they're not doing anything differently. It's just that they're actually hitting their shots now, which they didn't in the start of the game.
Is this the first time that it's advantage NIP? To take the lead, they have map point, and Virtus.pro have a question mark against them. But remember, coming into this overtime, the win was very much with NIP, and VP picked up that first round on the T side and reminded us all of their quality. They can pull this off. They can take us to a second overtime. There is nothing that NIP can take for granted right now.
Yeah, no, and Virtus.pro, they have 1 and 4, 1 FAMAS and 1 Scout, and they have 2 pistols. It's really important for them right now to not get caught off guard.
Taz flashed out, but has NIP players coming in beneath him. Gets the first and the second. Big frags coming in from Pasha and Snacks. We're running out of ninjas. Freiburg is 1 on 2. Neo and Bialy left us alive. And what does Freiburg do? He goes looking for Neo, who ties up the game. It is 18-all, and Virtus.pro are having none of the romance. They're here to win, and they have taken us to a second overtime.
Yep, and NIP, they were doing it so well the first 2 rounds that they just opt to rush inner. They know that VP is low on money. Just try again, just do what you've been doing. It's clearly been working out for you. Even though you want to try and catch VP off guard, is it really worth that risk when you can just play your own game? And you know for a fact that VP, they're sitting there with no nades, no money. Sure, they had 2 rifles, 1 scout, and 2 pistols. But I think that would have worked out so much better if NIP would just taken it slow and, you know, just do what you did the previous 2 rounds.
You can cut the tension with a knife back here. It is spectacular. This is a sports arena feeling. You go from the crowd chanting NIP to the frag from Neo and the pin drop that you can hear afterwards.
Yeah, and now I would actually say that VP has the advantage now coming into the second overtime. They're the one starting the CT side, and they're the one that won the last round, especially on a low buy like that, because now they're feeling confident.
How much do the experienced heads of a Taz or a Forest play in this? I mean, now these 2 sides, they've got so much experience.
Yeah, indeed, and when it comes to the more overtimes you get, the harder the seed side is to play actually, because you're running out of ideas to do, and whereas when on the T side, you're gaining ideas on what to do. But I still think that this is in VP's favor. I think that if they get a solid CT side here now, again, they can't afford to lose 2 T rounds.
It is standing room only here as we are about to get the second overtime underway. Virtus.pro and Ninjas in pajamas tied up, inseparable, as they exchange exactly the same scorelines again and again. It is standing room only here at the Elmia Center in Jönköping. No one wants to give up this seat, and you can see why. Here we go. VP starting on the CT side. I've got to push you for a prediction, Fifflaren.
That's tough. I think they're so even right now. It's such an exciting first map of the semifinals.
Snacks with an opportunity there. Doesn't quite take it, but different from Virtus.pro this time. They've pushed Pasha out with the auto sniper, and he starts to rattle off shots, but is lucky to get away with his life in the end. Freiburg gets himself the frag onto Bialy, and the solid T defenses that we saw in regulation time have melted. And NIP using that smoke much in the same way Virtus.pro did with great success, have pushed away from outside, and Taz having to leave that A-bomb side and wonder if NIP are coming his way. Well, the answer is yes as Pasha goes down. Taz gets himself a headshot onto Forest. Makalele returns the favor onto Snacks, and there are only 2 VP players left up against the 3 NIPs. As Makalele, true and straight, drops Taz as they rotate back up to that A site. Neo is here, though. If there's anyone you want in a situation like this, it may well be Neo. Year after year, he has delivered, but Get Right puts NIP back in the lead.
Yep, great run by NIP. They just went outside, caught one of the VP members off guard. Great headshot on the first entry there. And they just, again, they took it slow inside. They went lower, but Get Right, again, he was in squeaky. So by the time he went out squeaky, he noticed, okay, there's no one upper. You know, just rotate back and plant them on upper, and that's what he did. And it worked out.
370,000 people watching online. Absolutely spectacular. For this DreamHack semi-final #1. There's still more to come your way later on today as well. There's semi-final 2 and the grand final are still yet to be.
And NIP, they're just doing what they know is working right now, and that's just to take outside, go down lower, try and get a few picks.
Taz waiting on NIP coming his way once more. DPF 2 in ramp for him. Get Right again in an interesting position. He's occupying Snacks. And in the last round, Snacks was the first one to go down. They lost their anchor. These have control of the B-bomb site with Exist headshot onto Neo. Taz opens up, can see nothing, fires straight, but the bomb still goes down. They know exactly where he is as well. And Forrest will drop his whole veteran friend. NIP a frag after frag here. It's Snacks last man standing, 1 on 3. Some on low health, but Snacks himself has only 29. But he can't see anyone. We'll get them first. It's Forrest that goes down. The bomb, though, has ticked a long way along now, and Snacks is just going to have to go for it. Waiting for him is Makalele. And NIP have a 2-round advantage. These defenses that were so strong on the CT side are now porous. Ts are following through and getting bomb plant after bomb plant. Is it pressure that's allowing both NIP and VP on their T side to get so many rounds?
Well, it's also pressure, but it's also both Virtus.pro and NIP adapting to what they can actually do and what works on the T side. I actually think now NIP, they have such a momentum going into the C side. I actually think the NIP will actually probably run away with this for first map.
What can VP do? Because the last 2 rounds, it's been outside, lower, take it and hold.
Yeah, they need to contest outside, because clearly the retakes they're doing is not working. I would love to see an aggressive round from VP outside. But this round as well, they're just trying to do the same thing that we do the previous rounds. Just they don't have that much of an arsenal.
Taz gets the first frag with a CC onto Get Right. This round crucial, or they'll be facing 3 map points on their T side themselves. Freiburg has the first for NIP as we go 4-4. Patcher down, big man to be taking out as well. Snacks has just been overawed outside.
And VP, they have no one on the lower bomb side.
Taz gets the frag on to Exist, but Forrest quickly returns to favor. Neo coming 1-on-1 against Forrest now, and Forrest with a headshot. Downs him. Bomb planted. Bjarli, last man standing, isn't standing anymore. NIP have 3 map points going onto their CT side here in the second round of overtime on Nuke. You would bet your house on them now to close this one out.
Yeah, for sure. I really don't see NIP losing 3 rounds here as CT.
It's a tall order, though. This VP side have proven they can do it, but they need to get 3, something they could only muster in the whole of the 15 rounds on their earlier T side.
Yeah, exactly, and especially now as well, when NIP is playing so well, I think it's still possible. It's just that it's an extremely hard task in front of them. And right now, the only thing VP is doing, you see, VP is not talking right now. they're just extremely focused. Whereas on the opposite side, NIP, they're keeping the communications up. They're talking about every single scenario that can happen. Okay, well, if Virtus.pro, they rush inner, if they go outside, this is going to happen. We have a game plan. He's here for us as well. He's just basically just telling Freiburg, you know, if this happens as well, Freiburg, be sure to do this, be sure to do that.
What type of a character is Exist in these situations? We talk about the other players. Exist, though, what does he bring in a high-pressure situation?
Well, in these situations, he knows that, okay, we have the edge here, and basically what he's telling his team right now is, you know, just do what you've been doing, because clearly it's working. Whereas then you have the heavy hitters like Forrest right now, he's the one talking the most, because Forrest is actually an extremely smart player in that sense. He knows what's going on, he has a lot of ideas when it comes to overtime and, you know, what NIP should do in order to actually clinch the round, or clinch the match. And, you know, he's not going to be afraid to actually tell the rest of his teammates about what he feels could actually work here.
Let's also take a quick look at the frags there. Virtus.pro with Neo down on 20, a spread of 10 up to Snacks on 30, 2 players on 30. But look at the bottom of that NIP scoreboard. Gatright, 20. Top frag at Freiburg, 43. Rare to see Gatright so low, but you know he could turn it around on the next map and it would be a non-starter of a subject.
Oh yeah, for sure, but on a map like New, Gatright he's not getting that many frags on this side. He's just doing work in, you know, in having a VP always second guessing themselves. Where can Gatright be? What can we do?
NIP have 3 map points as we get underway here for the second half of the second overtime. This is their map if you're just joining us. Next map will be Cash, which Gatright brings us to just 4 frags away from. He pushes outside, gets the first, but Freiburg helps him out with the work onto Taz, and this could be over quickly unless Snacks could do something about it, and he does onto Makalele. VP taking some ground from NIP now. Where do they go from here?
Well, as you can see, NIP, when there are 3 guys remaining, they just want to try and stay grouped up. If they end up going lower, they're just going to try and retake the site. But if they actually do go upper, so it's somewhat of a gamble, but just to try and not get picked apart one by one.
Bomb has been planted.
Bomb planted, 3 on 3 after plant. The VP set up for it. Neo taking damage from Forrest on ramp. He will use that grenade to push him back and then use that Molotov to hold him back. Charges out on top of it as well. And now they have that man advantage, which is taken away from them by Freiburg. Spies the prize. They're yet to see what's waiting for them on the other side, though. Bialy has the first. There's no help left on Freiburg either. And Virtus.pro remind us what they're capable of. They need 2 more, though.
Yes, they do, and you can see if you compare the 2 teams now during the overtime, you can see that both of the teams actually opt to go for outside. And that's not something we saw from Virtus.pro on the first overtime. They were very hesitant on going outside. They'd rather take it very slow, work their ramp area, and just when it's like 50 seconds left, then they smoke off yard, and then they go down, try to go underground. Right now, Virtus playing extremely fast, taking over yard fast, and I think that was the difference between this round and the previous rounds.
Pasha through the smoke onto Makalele. Big games take big plays. And VP have a repertoire of them, which Pasha adds to there. From here, this is... Oh, Exist gets himself the kill on the Snacks. I was going to say, with this man advantage, this is the situation VP like. They can then play around with NIP and move, but having lost that man up, they're going to have to focus on one area, and it will be ramp, and it will be Forrest who will see them first. Forrest, who has, particularly in the second half of the game, really come alive. Here comes Virtus.pro. Neo spots Forrest. Gatright gets the first frag. Forrest has the second, but they're returned instantly by 2 from VP. Exist and Forrest both down. Neo with the bomb now, and Gatright dancing through the vents. He's waiting for the other man that is Freiburg to get into position coming in from ramp, and he does. VP make themselves hard to find. First shot's fired, and now they know where Neo is, and Get Right will hunt him down. But Pasha nullifies 1 versus 1 for the map. Freiburg charges in, Pasha stops him.
Gets the headshot, Pasha with an instant reply. That was a close round. And what a first map. The first time I final of the day, and this is what we start off the day with.
If Russell Crowe were here, I think he would be asking, are you not entertained?
Yeah.
But he's not here. Fortunately, he couldn't be with us today, other commitments.
He might be watching. I mean, right now it's 382,922 viewers. He might be one of them.
Russell, if you're out there, love your work. Last round, last map point for NIP. No one giving this one up without a fight. Again, it's the lower site that we contested in that last round.
Yeah, both teams are opting to go and just try to win rounds on the lower side. Both teams right now, it's working, it's paying off.
Makalele with the CC gets himself the frag onto Snacks. We haven't talked about it, but look at the weapons split on NIP. This is a big opportunity for VP. It is. Slowly does it for the 4 men of Virtus.pro. They haven't found Makalele on the outside after he got that kill on Snacks, and that's what's held them back. That's what's prevented them from really rushing in, because they don't know where he's retreated to. They're going to nade up to him now. But it sails past him and only does 12 points of damage. Bialy though finishes off the job. 4 on 4. Virtus.pro mean business. We've seen Exist from this position do oh so well before. Can he finish off the job this time? No. Taz takes him down. Forrester with his Famis does avenge and level up the numbers momentarily, but VP going frag for frag. Freiburg's headshot onto Pasha does the job. Neo goes down to Get Right, and the round and the map is from NIP, and Freiburg will claim the defuse.
Yeah, and what an amazing last round there. That entry from Makalele, he actually manages to get away as well after getting the entry, and that's actually a game changer right there. And then they held that side, that retake. Freiburg, 46 frags during this game. He's been on fire. And this is exactly what NIP needed. They needed